Well, if it isn't one of those girls, gays and theys, that I've been hearing so much about. Welcome to the third installment of our RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under recaps. This season is turning out to be incredible to watch, and I'm just so glad to see it. In fact, this episode right here may be the best episode of Drag Race Down Under I've had the privilege of viewing. It has everything you'd want in an episode, from gut-busting laughs to iconic looks. Strap yourselves in, folks, and let's get into this recap already. During last week's episode, we witnessed some killer outfits come down the runway as the queens donned their best insect-inspired attire. I was truly bugging out. Hanaconda was a gorgeous moth, Beverly Kills was a mosquito, and Uruguay looked more like a praying mantis than any praying mantis I've seen in my life. The girls truly gagged us. This week RuPaul announced that the mini challenge would be to watch a bunch of tradies pull down their pants, and the maxi challenge will be to host drag brunch. All in a day for an Aussie drag queen, really. Let us take a moment of our time to reflect on the hard work that tradies put in for this country. Their service, braver than the troops. I am but a crooked nail in a wood board just waiting to be hammered. That's what tradies do all day, right? Molly Poppins is announced as the winner of the mini challenge, meaning yet again she gains the power to make the maxi challenge groups. I must say, her pairings were pretty perfect and not at all shady. They really could have been messier. Miss Spanky Jackson was paired with Uruguay, Hannah with Molly, Tamara fifth with Twink number 48,371,945, Beverly, and Super Duper Mini Cooper was matched with Queen Kong. Molly then decides to spill some tea to her partner about whether or not her team pairings were in active sabotage. Except she forgot that the workroom this year is smaller than a high school demountable, and everyone could FKN hear her. A conversation between Queen Kong and Hanaconda then takes place about cultural appropriation and racism in Australia. Ooh babes, here we go again. Hannah admits that she has culturally appropriated in the past and has made steps to amend her past actions, but is still aware of how they could have hurt multiple people of color, POC. A very refreshing and heartfelt moment for the show. If only we had queens be so self-aware about their racism in the past. Still waiting on She Who Must Not Be Named to take action, the queens then show Reese Nicholson and New Zealand comedian Chris Parker what they've prepared so far, and it's all looking pretty FK and good. Reese, however, has a gay malfunction after Hanaconda admits she wanted to be a priest before becoming a drag queen. Talk about a career shift. Finally, it's time for the Drag Race Down Under brunch to begin. Tamara fifth and Bev are up first, and I have to say, they killed this challenge. The only thing that saw them ultimately wind up in the bottom was the fact they had a little stumble when trying to make a joke about Spanky and Yuri. Yuri wasn't in attendance due to an eye infection, so the classic Rose joke setup of X is here tonight just couldn't work, and the queens stumbled. Overall though, they were FK and hilarious. Suddenly we get a visual of Yuri rushing to get all her makeup on after the doctor gives her the okay. The room is dark as hell, Yuri is rushing to get everything on, it's chaos out there. Molly and Hannah went up next, and again, they nailed this. It was non-stop laughs during this Drag Race Down Under brunch. Also that joke about farting into a foreskin. Jail. Immediately. Queen's delivery and her look were just so spot on. I was in awe. I also appreciated how Minnie gave so much stage time to Queen and let her shine. Even though Minnie had like 4 lines in the final edit, she was still so FKN funny. A real testament to how brilliant these queens are and how well they can work with others. Every line was delivered so expertly, and the duo bounced off each other so well. Yuri constantly saying "Kun" has been stuck in my head since I first saw this segment. I can't stop re-watching it, it was bloody brilliant. I need to see Spanky in a hosting gig immediately, she really knows how to demand attention and command a stage. Now, here are some of the notable looks from this week's Drag Race Down Under episode. The theme: Red for Filth. Tamara Fifth stunned in a red and black number representing her Aboriginal culture. It was absolutely giving Uluru realness and she truly looked incredible. And of course, Hanaconda has found herself back in the best dressed section of our recaps. There's just something so polished about her drag aesthetic. She constantly looks correct. Next up is Spanky in her gorgeous red poppy look representing the Anzac soldiers who lost their lives in battle. Not only was it an amazing statement, but Spanky looked incredible. Last but certainly not least is Minnie Cooper in her heartbreaking red tribute to those living with HIV or who have died from AIDS-related diseases. Sure, the nips were showing, but it was chic in my eyes. Yuri and Spanky took out the win for the Maxi Challenge, which was so FKN deserved. The competition was definitely tight this week considering literally everyone was hilarious, but Yuri and Spanky just had an incredible amount of to and fro between them. Back in the workroom, Beverly, who knows they're in the bottom this week, starts to break down. I don't blame her, to be honest, the pressure of this competition looks insane. It was very touching to hear her open up about drag being one of her dependable skills, and that in a high-pressure environment, you start to second-guess what you're good at. Queen Kong's words of affirmation in the situation were absolutely unreal. This is just a competition and Beverly is so killer at what she does. There's no time to doubt yourself just because you stumbled on a reality TV show. Tamara Fifth and Beverly Kills go head-to-head in a lip-sync to Kylie Minogue and Years song Starstruck. Both queens gave it their all, but there was just something about Bev's performance that was so FK and mesmerizing. Those red braids flicking wildly as she danced around? Iconic. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Miss Tamara Fifth, the 5th installment in the Tamara series. I feel like we still had so much to see from this incredible queen, so it's a shame to see her go. Can she pop up next week from a pile of trash? Pretty please, RuPaul. Image